What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the best basketball shoes for each position. I tried to narrow it down to 3 shoes per position, and believe me, that was damn hard to make that list because there's just so many options for every position. And something else to keep in mind is that every shoe can be worn for every position. Naturally, there are some shoes that are better suited for traditional point guards or traditional big guys, but essentially it really comes down to personal preferences. Also, to answer one of the most frequent questions I get, yes, every shoe can be worn for every position. With that being said, let's get straight into it and start with the best shoes for point guards. The first pair I have on the list for point guards is the Nike Sabrina 2. It's a really versatile and dope shoe for guards. Very low to the ground with good traction performance. I would prefer a bit more impact protection, especially in the heel. There is a 4-foot zoom unit, but you can't really feel it in my personal opinion. As I said, the traction performance, however, is very good. Great for guards if you're a very shifty player. Support features are also there. Torsional support isn't the best. I do like to use this with insoles like the Victory insoles. You can see I have them in there. The material is also very nice, hardly need any break-in time, and a big plus of the Sabrina 2 compared to Sabrina 1 is these are also wide foot friendly, and they retail for 130 euros or dollars, which is a great price for a very good signature shoe. The next pair I have on the list for point guards is from Way of Wade. It's the Way of Wade 808 Ultra. They retail for 160 euros or dollars on the official Way of Wade website. They have amazing traction performance, even on dusty courts. They really stick to the court like crazy. They have a drop-in midsole, so they are also the best Kobe alternative on the market in my opinion, next to the Serious Player Only Player 1 Plus. Drop-in, full-length boom, Way of Wade's most premium cushioning, directly underfoot, very nice. You also have some carbon fiber accents you can see on the outside here. You've got a very rugged heel counter as well. And they added a strap for extra support. It actually does something as you have those cables connecting it to the midsole. The materials are a little bit stiff at first. That's probably the only downside to this shoe. So tiny little bit stiff also compared to the 808 Ultra. Just need a little bit more break-in time. Overall, a really good guard shoe, especially if you're used to hooping Kobe's. And third pair I have for the point guards is the Nike Ja 1. Of course, the Ja 2 is out. I actually just got confirmation that I have a pair of Ja 2s on my way from Kicks. Big shout out to them. Most of the shoes you see here in this video are from them. You can also find an affiliate link down in the description box below, or just use the code Lucas for a 10% discount on your order. Back to the Ja 1. Very good traction performance. Not the best, but still very reliable, very good. Also durable enough for outdoors. You can see the grooves are relatively thick and hardly have worn off, even though I've had this pair for quite a while. The cushioning setup is also very low to the ground. Pretty stiff in the heel. You have the 4-foot zoom unit, which takes some time to break in. Another thing that takes for ages to break in on the Ja 1 are the materials. They are very stiff once you get them right out of the box. You feel like you put a brick on your shoe, but it does get better. It does break in. And the support features, probably the best feature of the Ja 1. Extremely supportive, great lockdown. So if you're a really shifty player, this is the pair to get. Let's move on to the shooting guards. We're going to start it off with my current favorite basketball shoe, which is the Nike Book 1. I also just got the Sunrise colorway, also from Kicks. An amazing colorway in my opinion. Kind of sad that they removed the heel tab, but it also adds something to the shoe. Funnily enough, they removed something, but it adds something. So I really love this pink colorway. It's going to be my go-to game day shoe. These I use mostly for practice. Clean, all white colorway, and I also have 3 more colorways in the locker room at all times. That's just how much I like them. Why do I like them so much? Because the traction performance is very good, extremely reliable, and also good for outdoors. They will last you some time, even on concrete courts. The cushioning setup is perfect for me. I like a nice and low to the ground setup in the forefoot and good impact protection in the heel, as I do struggle with Achilles pain sometimes. And here we have Cushlon 3.0 throughout the whole outsole. In the forefoot, it is extremely low, so that might not be for everyone. And in the heel, you have an air zoom unit, which is extremely soft, extremely comfortable under your foot. Especially the heel area is very padded as well, so you really have great comfort in the heel. The support is also good, but it's not the best. Something I wish they would have done is added an outrigger. I saw a video from Foot Dr. Zach who pointed out that they actually added one on Devin Booker's PEs, so his player exclusive shoes, but not for the general public. The next pair in the shooting guard list is again from Nike. It's the GT Cut 3, also one of my favorite shoes of this year. Definitely going to make my top 10 list as well. Mostly because the cushioning setup is so damn nice. The full length Zoom X pad is insanely bouncy while still being soft. A downside is that it's not the most durable. So if this is your only shoe you hoop in, the cushioning setup is going to wear out quickly, and the traction pattern, unfortunately, is going to wear out quickly. It's got a great bite, but the grooves are very thin, easy to move, and they pick up a lot of dust. Simply for traction performance, the GT Cut Academy, so the budget version, is better. I forgot to say the book 1 retails between 130 and 160, so rather expensive for a first signature shoe. But if we're talking about expensive, these are 200 euros or dollars. So if you need similar performance, but on a budget, get the GT Cut Academy for 100 euros or dollars. Apart from that, support is good, but they're also lacking torsional support just a little bit because we only have this plastic shank plate here in the middle. The material is also one of my favorite aspects about the shoe. Insanely soft right out of the box, especially on the tongue. The last pair in the shooting guard list is going to be from Wave Weight again. The Wave Weight All City 12 Encore. An amazing performer if you have narrow or regular sized feet. If you have wide feet, stay away from these. Maybe try the regular AC12. These have a different outsole than regular AC12, a GCU pattern. Insane performance for me. Even on dustier courts, they still grip relatively well. And on clean courts, this is as good as it gets next to the Curry Flow setup. 10 out of 10 traction performance. We have again a full-length boost midsole, full-length boom midsole. We have Wade's most premium cushioning, just like on the 808 Ultra I showed you before. The materials are a mix of leather materials here in the forefoot and some mesh and synthetic all the way throughout the shoe. Support features are also very good. You've actually got 2 carbon fiber plates. You can see them here a little bit, the shadow through the translucent outsole. 2 carbon fiber plates atop of each other, kind of stacked like this, almost full length. So again, a very, very good shoe. Best value for money shoe on the market in my opinion, retailing for 160 euros or dollars. Before we get to the small forward list, I'd also like to mention that I haven't tested every single shoe on the market, so there might be some shoes that are missing. And I also didn't put any Kobe shoes on the list simply because they're so hard to get. For the first pair, for small forwards, we've got the Adidas Harden Volume 8, the first Adidas shoe on this list. Exceptional traction performance, very, very nice cushioning. Impact protection in the heel, relatively low to the ground in the forefoot, just how I like it. Support is also out of this world, one of the most supportive shoes on the market. That's why they're also great for forwards in my opinion, especially for small forwards, but also for power forwards. And the materials are also relatively soft. The fit is not as good for wide feet anymore, sadly, because this part right here is moving in over the top of your foot. So if you have a wide midfoot like me, that's going to press, pinch and hurt. So unfortunately not the best for wide footers, but if you have a narrow or regular sized foot, these are amazing. In my opinion, they run a little bit long though, so just make sure to get the right size. The next pair on this list is going to be from Way of Weight again. It's the Way of Weight 11. I also didn't put any of last year's models on this list because these are just the newer ones. Of course, the Way of Weight 10 is one of the best shoes of all time. You can see them here in my Hall of Fame of sneakers, so to speak. We have a pair of K16s down there and Kobe 6s up there. Getting back to the Way of Weight 11, great performance. Again, GCU outsole picks up a little bit more dust than on the AC12 Encore. Apart from that, if you're on clean courts, very, very good and apparently also very durable. I didn't think it would be, but a lot of followers have been commenting that these actually hold up very well outdoors. The fit is also a little bit narrow. The cushioning setup is very nice. You've got a carbon fiber plate incorporated into a full-length boom midsole. So it's not as bouncy as the Way of Weight 10s, still relatively good bounce and very soft cushioning, good impact protection throughout the whole shoe. And the support features are also very, very good. You've got a nice heel counter and, as I said, the carbon plate for torsional support. Only downside could be the relatively high retail price. 225 euros or dollars is a very, very steep price. But apart from that, I really like the design and how the shoe looks on foot. For the last pair, for the small forwards, we have another pair from Adidas. It's the Adidas AE1, 120 euros or dollars. Amazing value for money in this shoe. Only downside is that they are quite heavy. They are over half a kilogram, so over 500 grams in a size 13.5, which is my size for Adidas. Traction performance is exceptional, just like with the Hardens. Also very good on dusty courts from my personal experience. Cushioning setup, extremely nice, full length boost. This time I said the right thing. And the materials, while they look very stiff, are actually relatively soft and confirm to your feet well. Support features are also there. The only thing that was annoying with the shoe itself, apart from the weight, was that the insole starts to move a lot when you're in the shoe, so it's not glued down. It does move a lot on hard stops, so I recommend you switch out the insoles. Moving on to the power forwards, the first shoe I have is the Jordan 39. I am not the biggest fan of the shoe. I had high expectations because I loved the Jordan 38 low, so I liked that they went with a low version right away. The traction performance was improved, it's more durable and it still works relatively well, but picks up a lot of dust. The cushioning setup is very comfy, but it's a little bit too much for me. We've got a full bed of Zoom X and a Zoom Strobel unit, so it's insanely soft, insanely comfortable. A bit too mushy for me, to be honest. Too soft, I feel like I'm sinking in. But if you're a big guy, if you need that much cushioning and impact protection, these are going to be very, very nice. The big downside is that they're 200 euros or dollars and they don't have good support features. There's no shank plate. There's not even this X-shaped plate we had on the Jordan 38s and the 38 lows. So support is definitely lacking. I'll also suggest using some insoles on these. The next pair we have is another pair from Nike, the Zoom Freak 6. Very, very similar, essentially the same shoe as the Nike Zoom Freak 5. Very reliable traction performance, decent cushioning, solid, nothing special, but soft will do the job well. The foam will bottom out relatively quickly though, so be aware of that. The materials are also comfortable, don't need any break-in time, no premium features or anything, but as I said, everything about this shoe really gets the job done, just well enough to be on this list. Support features are also not the best. That's always been a struggle, especially lateral support of the Freak line. It's okay here. The swoosh acts like a little bit of an outrigger, which is something at least. Overall, a very reliable shoe. I call them the Mr. Reliables. They do everything just about right, so you can't go wrong with these if you're a power forward. And now the last pair for power forwards, the New Balance Fresh Foam BB Volume 2. Very, very good traction performance, amazing cushioning, really, really soft. Only issue is you're a bit high off the ground. As you can see, the midsole is so thick, there's so much foam in there. It's a dual density setup as well. So you're high off the ground, the support features themselves are actually quite good, but because you're so high off the ground, it's a little bit unstable. The materials are nice, it's a synthetic leather, very soft, very comfortable on foot. And as I said, the support features are okay, but because you're so high off the ground from the cushioning setup, it's not the best shoe if you're maybe like a chronic ankle sprainer or if you struggle with ankle injuries. That's it for the power forwards. Let's move on to the last position, which will be centers. The first pair on my list is going to be the Nike LeBron 21. I know that might be a little bit weird because LeBron himself plays about every position apart from center, and the shoe is also considered to be more of a guard shoe, but the cushioning setup is just perfect for big guys who need a lot of impact protection and soft cushioning setups. I don't like that these don't have a carbon fiber plate, but support is still good enough. Traction performance is also very, very good. I wouldn't take them outdoors, especially the materials are not the most durable, but they're actually very soft on foot. Once you've broken them in, you need to give them some time, and they come in at 200 euros or dollars. The next pair is going to be the Nike KD17. I have them at the locker room right now, so I'm going to show the KD16. Those work just as well. Also for power forwards, a great option. KD17 has great traction performance, great cushioning setup. Support is okay, not the best, but it's still pretty good. And the materials are very soft right off the box. And a big plus, if you're a big guy and have wide feet, KD17 is perfect. And they retail for 150 euros or dollars. And for the last shoe, I actually have two pairs right here because I don't really have that third good option that I've tried personally. The MB3 is actually a very underrated option for centers as they have great support and a very soft cushioning setup. The issue with them is traction performance. Picks up a lot of dust, especially on dirty courts, but also on clean courts, you'll be collecting dust like you're vacuuming your flat. So if you're just on clean courts and you're looking for a supportive, good cushion shoe, these are the ones to go. Now, I do wish that the support of the MB3 would have been implemented on this shoe, as we have the Nike GT Hustle 3. They have insanely good cushioning, but they're lacking support. In my opinion, they would be the perfect big guy shoe if they were more supportive. The materials just don't support the cushioning setup, if that makes sense. You're very high off the ground, but the materials are very thin and not supportive at all. So the materials are kind of made for quick and shifty guards, while the cushioning setup is made for really, really big dudes who are banging down low in the post. That's why I showed both, and I just couldn't decide on a third pair for centers. With that being said, that's all I have for you today. And it's again, very, very important to keep in mind that every shoe can be used for every position and that I haven't been able to try every shoe, notably some newer releases like the Nike Ja 2, the Dawn Issue 6, or some of the newer Kobe shoes that have come out. I haven't tried them and I didn't put Kobe's on this list for reasons I explained before already. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like and comment your thoughts on my list. Did I miss any pairs? Is there some pairs you wouldn't have put for that specific position? And if you'd have done all that and you still like my content, I'd appreciate if you could subscribe. Have a good one and see you next time.